This week's episode of The Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Squarespace,
GoDaddy.com, and Netflix.
Say it again. What'd you say? I didn't hear you. What'd you just say?
I just said 10 seconds ago, I can't believe Brian Brushwood's dog peed on my leg.
Priscilla's dog does that too.
I know,
You know what
but
the-
I have white shoes and now there's urine on my shoe.
The craziest thing about that
Is there really?
Yes.
There's urine
I'm
on your
sorry,
shoe
how
right
could
now?
the urine avoid
There's
all
urine
of my
on your
leg?
shoe right now?
There is. Right on the tip. See it?
Just
a
a
tip.
tip.
Here.
Confirm me.
I'm not
Confirm for me.
Look. See the little
I do
yellow
see,
dot?
I see that.
The craziest thing about that is
right.
that Brian Brushwood's dog would have peed on Brian Brushwood's leg. It's like that dog just
Peas
how
on
can
legs.
you have a dog that's just constantly a loaded weapon?
And the worst part is it was so wanted to be pet. Probably because it needed to pee right now. Like what the
Wait, phone's ringing.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Colton. Your mission this week is to bring the Totally Rad Show to Austin, Texas for South by Southwest. Also, if it's not too much trouble, Dan should become a man. For once.
Three rad guys living normal lives are recruited by a team of super spies. Their missions classified, but you may surmise they battle evil by quoting movie lines. Game and TV guides are used like knives to quell the rise of demon samurais. We know it sounds contrived, but we tell no lies. It's as the name implies, the Totally Rad Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Totally Rad Show, episode number 105. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Jeff Canada.
I'm Dan Trachtenberg.
The Totally Rad Show is your weekly dose of all things rad. We are here in Austin, Texas for South by Southwest. I did that before. We are so excited. Squarespace has really hooked this entire thing up.
Okay, I don't know if you can tell at home, but we have a beautiful vista of Austin, Texas under construction behind us.
Background provided by Squarespace.
Background provided by Squarespace. And Dane, we appreciate that.
We're here at Malverde.
We got people on the streets who are watching the show.
Yes.
People on the street. Yeah.
All right, it's like
It was
two
really
people, like,
loud over here.
Yeah, you guys missed
couldn't hear.
it. We didn't have a mic down there.
They're projecting the show on a wall of the building. Amazing.
On the wall outside of the building is a giant projection of the three of us talking. So, very enticing to people walking by. It's like projecting an episode of The View on a wall and people going,
I would enjoy that. I would enjoy that.
well, we know you'd enjoy that, Dan. People walking by and going, oh, hey, guys talking. So anyway, ice cream? Like what? So we had a great time. Actually, we got hooked up by Adidas sponsored the live dignation that we did here at Stubbs, and they brought their Adidas roaming van out to help us because we needed something to put the projector on. So we also want to thank Adidas. They really hooked us up.
Yeah.
It was like total last minute. We were like, we need the mystery van. Bring it over. It was awesome.
We had Jonathan Colton here playing.
Jonathan Colton playing the
Amazing.
show. Mind-blowing.
Amazing.
We've got special surprises baked into this episode, which we're also very excited about.
There is a robot.
Robot.
Is there a
MakerBot.com. MakerBot came over. Amazing. Was making little things for everybody. It's amazing.
Sculpted three-dimensional.
And I've talked to the guy before. It can actually create other robots.
I, for
Also
one,
known as
welcome
Skynet.
a robot.
It is,
overlord.
yeah. MakerBot.com is really Skynet 1.0.
Right.
They're going to change the name. There's going to be a legal battle. All this stuff I know because I am from the future, here to save you with my knowledge sacks.
Oh, we're in
I
trouble.
don't even know what that
then. We're in
means.
trouble.
I don't even know what that means.
All right, should we?
Shall we get into it? We're here to review some movies. Oh, so also, because we are here at South by Southwest covering mainly the music festival, by that I mean movie festival, because the music festival literally starts tomorrow and we're on a plane back to LA, we're going to be a really heavy
LA,
movie section. Yeah, I hate LA. Really heavy movie section. So we got to see some really cool screenings, so we're going to be talking about that. And that's what's going to happen. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
I feel so ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
week in movies, we are talking about 3 movies we saw at South by Southwest.
I thought we were going to be talking about 302. Because it was like,
Nah, it didn't sound like
it
that.
didn't come out.
It would
yet.
be weird if
it's
301 was 302. Wouldn't that be weird?
And that would be 302.
See, 301 would be 302.
Right. He started it. I followed it up.
Is this thing on? No, it's
Actually, I
not.
don't think it is on. So we saw
Really should
3
be
flicks. The first one we saw is a sequel to Tony Jaa's first movie, Ong Bak, called Ong Bak 2.
Did anybody see that? Did anybody see that? Yeah, you saw it?
On back to you. You guys saw it? Okay.
Awesome. So, for those of you who don't know who Tony Jaa is the new Jackie Chan. He's Thailand's answer to Jackie Chan. He does all his own fight sequences, all his own stunts. He even directed this one, and Jackie Chan directed some of his best
old Hong Kong
old
movies.
Hong Kong films. He's sort of following Jackie's lead in a few ways because Jackie Chan started out doing like Shaw Brothers style kung fu movies and then started making the modern Hong Kong police whatever set flick.
Right.
And that's where Tony Jaa started out, and now this movie, Ong Bak 2, is sort of a return to the period kung fu movie. He's fighting in many different styles.
Yes, he's sort of that master of all styles kind of character.
Kind of like 5 Element Ninjas or Crippled Avengers. He goes to the different. There's even a drunken mastery
that was
fight.
pretty.
With different weapons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of weapons.
The story was a little convoluted. I don't know
it's
that I
odd
can.
that it's a sequel because it uses.
It's a prequel, basically, because the last ones was set in modern times.
Oh,
Well,
interesting.
it's not really even because he's not even the same character.
Well, I'm going to go out on a
don't
limb
even
here.
know
I'm
what
going to
the
go out on a
story
limb here
was.
and say that I actually never saw Ong Bak.
Okay. Have you seen? Did you see his?
I never saw it.
You see Tom Young? Have you seen any Tony Jaa movies?
Tom Young what?
Tom Young Dong was
Tom
his
Mang?
second one, I think. Tom
No.
Young Dong. Okay.
I've seen a lot of Tony Jaa trailers.
So this is your first Tony Jaa movie.
This is my first Tony Jaa movie.
So what did you think of this movie and Tony Jaa?
Well, I think I agree with you that it was a very convoluted story. I mean, it's, it should be action porn. It should be, there's no need for a pizza guy, kick him in the face. You know what I mean? Like, why are you trying to say that you're a student learning something? Just have sex on the table. Like, what? Why am I watching this scene?
What you wanted to see is Tony Jaa have sex on the table, is what you're saying.
Oh, that was clear. No, so there was such great action. He was such a great, the guy who talked about him being a close combat fighter. The close combat stuff was amazing. The weapon stuff got a little, all right, sword fighting. It was just sword fighting, it was like Pirates of the Caribbean, but cooler, I guess. But it was the real close hand-to-hand combat when he was doing some of those really great moves. There's a lot of stuff at the end. But the story stuff was just like, who cares? It was just like, oh, your dad got killed by some guy. You could have just said, my dad got killed by some guy. I'm going to kill people. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but it was great. The action sequences were amazing.
We mentioned before on the show how much you guys have been into Kung Fu your whole lives. You guys both trained,
Yeah.
I've never revealed the fact that when I was a kid, I went to my mom and I said, Mom, I want to be a ninja.
What's wrong with that?
My mom said, that's great, honey. I'm going to enroll you in not karate classes, no, gymnastics classes.
Oh, I believe that's actually called a ninja fail.
Gymkata is a great movie about a gymnast who does
Oh yeah?
cool action.
Or the way of the
Silent
silent
War.
war.
I'll go back in time and tell that to 8-year-old Jeff and he'll be happy.
Embarrassed.
Yeah.
So you were a gymnast. You were an Olympic gymnast when you were 8 years old, I think. Is that what you're saying?
You were like
Yes,
an
I was
Olympic
little
gymnast?
Nadia Comaneci.
Ah.
No, anyway, so I've had a love for these kind of movies, and I said a few episodes ago when we were talking about the Street Fighter movie that I would have preferred that it just be a series of fights that got more and more intense.
Right.
Which is what this movie is. There are some story things, but they're few and far between. There's one kind of extended dance sequence that you didn't need to have, but the guy is
Are you kidding me? You're a
amazing.
gymnast. Why didn't you like the dance sequence?
Well, they didn't stick the landing.
All right.
So, I actually enjoyed the fighting. I think that these movies you just go to see. It's basically a demo reel of his skills. The guy is clearly amazing at a lot of different things, and I had a good time. It's not a good movie, but it's a fun action movie. That's all I look for in this stuff,
Yeah. What did you think as
I did not
Ong Bak
find it to
fan?
be a fun action movie. I was very disappointed in this because, well, first let me give some props to it.
Give some props.
First of all, it had this really creepy apocalypto vibe that I thought was very effective.
It did have an apocalypto
and it's
vibe.
cool to see.
You mean the way it was shot? It was
the
like
way it was
that.
shot and the milieu, like just the fact that it was these weird tribal, ancient Thailand thing.
Right.
Made it kind of interesting, and it was well shot, and I give props to Tony Jaa for that. But it was well shot, and I give props to Tony Jaa for that. The story was so convoluted, and there was not. The main fail for me was that there was no stunts. And the cool thing that both Jackie Chan and Tony Jaa do is stunts. There was one or two stunt
did some
moments.
stunts.
But
There's some
compared
stunts.
to Ong Bak,
He climbed that one
I'm
wall.
sorry, but both of his other movies are stunt after amazing stunt after amazing stunt, just mind-blowing. And this only had cool fight sequences. The fights are cool looking because the way he fights, the fact that he throws elbows and knees.
Yeah, it's different. And it
Everything is
feels
very
real.
unexpected,
Yeah.
too. He does things that you don't expect because he's using moves that you haven't. When Jackie Chan fought, it was very different from the dance sequences in the Shaw Brothers. The old Shaw Brothers movies were very choreographed, and it was just looked like they were dancing with each other. And then
Right.
Jackie Chan brought a realism to it, and I think Tony Jaa is the next evolution. And the way he fights is so drastically different. I feel like the audio just got.
Did it just kick in?
All right.
All right, good.
So anyway, disappointed in Ong Bak 2. I say go check out Ong Bak or
The Protector.
Is The Protector
Which
the
I think
American
was
title?
that the first movie we ever saw together?
Yeah.
Oh, I was here for that moment,
Glad we had
but
good
wasn't
money.
involved. Thanks for the freaking phone call.
Well, all right.
I like Ong Bak.
Well, now you do.
Now I do. I hadn't seen the first one.
Moving on, I think all of us growing up have
It's gonna
watched.
get serious here, people.
I'm gonna get serious. I'm gonna lay it down the law here.
Lay down the law.
I think we all have movies that we watched growing up
Yes.
that were these bizarre, weird movies that we caught on HBO,
Oh
or
yeah.
TNT,
Oh, yeah.
or whatever it was.
There was a weird alien invasion movie. I, to this day, don't know
I remember-
quite what it was,
Yeah.
but we've talked about it.
Yeah. And for me, it's movies like Peanut Butter Solution.
Yeah.
And
Teen Witch.
Teen Witch for sure. And Roland Emmerich made his first movie was like Star Wars toys coming to life, called Making Contact. That is bizarre.
Oh yeah, right. I saw
And I'm curious to hear what those movies are for you guys. But there was another film I used to watch all the time growing up called Troll 2. Has anyone? All right.
Oh yeah.
Well, we just saw a documentary called Best Worst Movie. And it's a documentary on the making of Troll 2.
Well, okay. Before now,
not
hold
really
on.
the making.
You confused me.
Well,
it's not the documentary on the making of Troll 2.
The
It's the
aftermath.
culture of
It's a
Troll.
documentary of the fact that there has been this resurgence, cultural resurgence of the fact that there's a celebration of the fact that Troll 2 is the worst movie ever made.
Yeah. It's a story. It's a story of it becoming a cult classic.
It's the story of it becoming a cult classic. Because I was confused when it started. I was like, they had DV back in like '81 when they shot this. I can't believe they had the forethought to make a documentary about the making
I
of
was
this movie.
misleading. I was misleading.
You were misleading.
As
you just were,
did.
but I cleared it up.
Yeah. So it's made by Michael Stevenson, who is the little kid from Troll 2.
Yes.
In the movie, grew up, hated the flick his whole life, and then suddenly started embracing it when the culture, in a very Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of way, started going to screenings and celebrating the guys who took part of Troll 2.
Right.
So, Jeff, what did you think of this documentary, Best Worst Movie?
We're here at South by Southwest. Has anybody seen Best Worst Movie? Well, I urge every single person to find a way to see this movie. This is one of the best movies I have ever seen. And it's a documentary, but it has everything you want in a movie. It has incredible, unbelievable characters that are well written. It's not written, these are real people, but it's as if they were written. There's ups and downs. It's a rise and fall story that's rise and fall and rise and fall again. It is one of the most incredible, heartwarming, sad, beautiful, hilarious, incredible movies I have ever seen in my life. And I urge every single person to rush out and see it. I could not recommend this movie higher.
Yeah, I hated this movie. I thought, no, of course not. How could you hate this movie? It's the best, worst movie. It's the title. I could have watched the title and seen it and gone, that's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Isn't it even better than what you think it is? It's like what's in it.
It's bigger than what you think it is, because here's the thing. It's surprisingly heartwarming, and it's really funny. And if you've probably seen Troll 2, even if you didn't think you saw Troll 2, you saw Troll 2. You just didn't even pay attention to what you were seeing because it was that bad.
Or you blocked it out of your mind, you know?
Yeah, so you'll see like little clips of the movie and you'll go, oh my God, I totally remember the kid, like part tree kid. Amazing, that was the weirdest thing that I remember. But it's so well put together. It's just a well-made documentary. The story is told very fluidly. As you said, there are great ups and downs. It's shot fairly well. I mean, there are a couple little like, oh, that was interesting, weird shot of like running, you know? But it was overall a very, very uplifting movie, and if nothing else, it is going to make you want to go and rent Troll 2 with your friends, which I think that in and of itself is a win.
I parrot everything you guys just said. I think this is one of the best edited movies I have ever seen. I think you could teach a class on editing using this movie. There's small moments that are really endearing, like the main guy who it follows, George Hardy, who's the father in Troll 2. And in the morning, just him leaving his coffee cup on the front of his car and about to forget it, that is one of the sweetest, most hilarious moments in the movie. And the way that was shot, the way that was edited was that he went into his car first and then oh shit, I almost forgot my coffee, and then walked back out to the coffee cup. And it was sort of like this reveal that he let the coffee cup be there. Now, obviously, they were filming a documentary. They followed him out the door, putting the coffee cup there, and then getting in the car. They could have edited it so that you saw that in order, but they didn't. They let it reveal. And the whole structure of the movie is that way. The fact that you don't meet the director of the movie until you've already had
past halfway.
ups and downs, and then you meet the director.
And he's the most incredible person you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
It's like the movie rolls out the characters in an order, and you think this is the most incredible human being. And then this is the weirdest human being, and then, whoa, forget everything I just said. I have now seen the craziest freaking human being I have ever seen. It reveals it in such a wonderful way. Yeah.
It's great.
Best worst movie.
Best worst movie.
This was the world premiere here at South by Southwest. So I don't even know if people are going to be able to see this or how, but it better damn well get a theatrical release, because it is one of the best, not just documentaries, but best films I have ever seen.
It's a lot like how I felt when I saw King of Kong for the first time, where I was like, this is just a movie, right? Where I was like, you may not like documentaries, you may not care to watch a documentary, but you should watch this movie. That's how I feel about this. If you don't care about documentary, you're documentary's not my thing. Watch this movie. It's not, it's like, it's just a great movie.
Tonally very similar to that as well.
Tonally very similar. Thank you, Dan. I almost called you Mike.
That was totally very similar to what I just
Totally very similar. That was totally very similar.
Next up, so we also saw, as a part of Fantastic Fest, same one we saw Ong Bak 2, was a Australian revenge movie. Mad Max.
I would like to take revenge for Australia, the movie.
I agree.
That just occurred to me.
So Mad Max was this Australian revenge movie from way back, and this director, I think his name is Nick Castellet, something with the it's written somewhere here maybe. Later.
Come on, Mike.
Directed this flick that's about a father whose daughter is taken from him, and goes on a maybe 90-minute rampage to kill
Rampage.
everyone who had anything to do.
I think he's cheering for the video game.
I know.
I love Rampage.
It's like, monkeys on buildings.
It is a brutal
what's it called?
movie. It's called The Horseman.
How many people here saw The Horseman? Okay, all right.
I don't know
like
if
3
it
people.
even has a rating. It doesn't have distribution as of yet.
Definitely does not have a rating.
Who do I begin with here?
Whatever you want. Maybe yourself.
I'm going to start with Alex.
Oh, you're going to start with me? Okay.
And I'm going to stop touching your thigh.
No, please. Then I'm not going to do the show anymore. It's the only reason I'm up here. wow, The Horseman is probably one of the most visceral, shocking movies that, it's like Jaws about stabbing people. Because you never really see knives going into people, but you have this feeling like I
yes, you
actually
do.
just not really.
Yep.
Not really.
Yep.
You actually feel like, see, Jeff feels like he saw knives
Felt
going into
it.
people.
Felt
He
it.
didn't see knives going into
I agree
people.
with Alex, actually,
Beep.
on that note.
Because look, in the movies like Saw and Tourista or Torturo or LD Torturo, you see like arm and then the arm comes off and you're like, I just saw somebody's arm get ripped off by a Wookiee. You know what I mean? Like, there was no tricks. There was no look away at the perfect time and you think you saw it. No, you saw bone, crack, gore. This movie is not like that. But you walk out feeling like you have seen the most disturbing thing you have ever seen. And you really haven't. I mean, you have. And that's the beauty of The Horseman. It's amazing. It's well acted. It's my only one note that I will say is that there wasn't a lot of depth of field in the shots. Like there was a lot of background in focus, foreground in focus that made me kind of feel it felt a little student filmy in that way. Like when the car came in the first shot, it's like the stuff in the foreground, like the leaves were completely clear, the car was clear, the house was clear, and it just felt like there wasn't much depth of field, whereas usually it's like, you know, cranking the lens and the thing isn't, it's foggy, and then you see the one guy, you know, whatever. But overall, you get totally, I just went Dan for a second, where I was like, it was shot very well, except the depth of field was not quite as, I prefer a long lens, if you know what I mean.
I've said that.
You have. I know what a long lens is now because of you.
Okay.
That sounded horrible.
I'll help you
Why
out.
don't you hop in there, Jeff? Why don't you hop in there, Jeff?
You're just digging.
I'm just gonna go ahead and spin around in my chair here. Look out of the Austin skyline.
This is
Cranes are
this
amazing.
is the most violent film I have ever seen, and it makes Reservoir Dogs look like an episode of Teletubbies. I mean, it is. You know that torture scene in Reservoir Dogs? That scene times 10, but 4 times in the movie. It's a series of torture scenes, and
That's true.
while I like a lot of the sort of character stuff that happens, there's this beautiful way that we see the actor decide that he's going to start his revenge, that he's going, you really see him feel the weight of what has happened to his daughter, which is terrible, and he makes a decision to become a killer. But so much of this movie was not an experience that I want to have or need to have or whatever want to repeat. I mean, I don't consider myself squeamish, but I had my hands in front of my eyes for most of this movie. It is horrible.
Yeah, you know they really hit it right when Jeff's sitting in the movie theater and he goes, no, no.
It happened. That happened a lot.
I know, it's awesome.
I was like trying to put my foot in front of my face because it was like,
I know,
oh.
and I didn't even know what that meant.
There is a lot of.
Does he like that?
I know,
Does he
it's
like
like,
to
I think
smell
that's-
his feet when
There is a lot of testicular action, if you know what I mean. Punishment.
Not a lot, some scenes.
A lot. There's fish hooks that.
All right, but again,
But
you
you
don't
never
see
see it.
any of that.
Now, let me just say,
I beg to differ.
You don't, you
There's
never.
stuff that you see that's horrible.
this is the great thing, is that you walked out of
It's
that theater.
Jaws!
Let me just say that the brilliant thing to carry over on what you're saying is that
So you
Jeff
mean
walked
my
out of the
brilliant
theater
thing?
feeling as if you had seen that stuff, and you never actually see the main event. You
see a lot of
you see
warm-up.
everything around it, and it makes you feel
I was
that you
disturbed
had
by
seen
the
it.
undercard.
Right. The only time you see something is in the end when a reversal happens, and it happens to a certain character, and it's very poignant that would be the first time that you actually see the main event.
And those main events were stupid. In a good, disgusting way.
I really like this movie, but in talking to Steve, has been my roommate on this trip, and we talked about this movie last night before we went to bed.
Oh, no
That's
fair.
adorable.
Cuddled.
That is.
You guys got to talk about movies.
Steve,
What did you think of when his
Are you
balls were on
sleeping?
fire?
What?
My-
what do you think about the fish hooks in the testicles.
So,
You thought they were on the testicles?
and anyway,
Cute.
in talking to
You didn't
Steve,
see the main event.
in talking to Steve, I just love the movie so much more. And for everything you said, I think the way it was shot, the way it was cut, how you didn't see, you saw but you didn't see. There's a few profound moments in what instigates the dad to go on this rampage, but also he gives this great speech about what it means to be a father that really affected me.
Yeah, me too.
And it's about very complicated things, but also the suspense was so interesting because this guy is killing these people in such a brutal way. You don't want him to do what he's doing to the people.
Right.
And there's suspense in don't do it. But then when those people are trying to get out of it, you don't want them to get out of it because they deserve. He doesn't deserve to for them to get away. So there's this sort of pendulum of suspense that goes both ways throughout the entire film. That is, I found it breathtaking and a really powerful movie. I can't recommend it to everyone.
You know what I think though? I really think the filmmaker let the audience off the hook because, no pun intended. I didn't intend to do that.
I think the filmmaker really cut off the testicles of the audience. Oh, did I say that? That was a Freudian. I don't even know what that means.
But because there's this great setup where the guys keep telling the dad that the daughter did it all of her own free will, and there's no reason he should be punishing them for anything.
Right.
And yet, at the end, we find out, no, they really are pure evil, and he's in the right. And it would have been so much more an interesting film if there had been moral ambiguity about whether or not this revenge that we understand why a father would feel that way, but he really didn't have any justification for killing those people.
But there's other things that happen in the end that do make what he did a little complicated because in doing the violence he did, other things bad happened to innocent people.
I love how vague we are with movies endings.
People are like, we didn't even
And then at the
see
end,
this,
when
man.
the popsicle, not the popsicle, but the double popsicle. No, you know what I mean. Popsicle means something else.
Anyway, that's
like, what?
that's our movie section. So
Yeah, baby. Dan becomes a man. Dan becomes a man. First ever live, Dan becomes a man.
But we can't do it alone.
No, it's too much. It's too big. That's what she said. Thank you, sir.
We've taken Dan pretty far along the road of becoming a man ourselves.
As far as we could, actually.
We employed the help of Will Harris to take him toward becoming an Englishman.
Correct. If you guys remember the London episode.
But I think it's time to break through another threshold and bring up Brian Brushwood from Scam School.
We thought, while in Austin, what better than to have Dan attempt
is this mic on?
some crazy Brian Brushwood action.
Austin's own Brian Brushwood from the best damn web show on the internet, Scam School.
Scam School, baby.
All right, so what are you here to teach us today?
Whatever could Brian be planning to do?
I'm just excited to see what he teaches Dan. Come on, Dan, you can do it.
I tell you what, I need somebody to put this in a safe place.
I'll hold it.
We're gonna
and stand back.
get rid of that right here.
Do we need a table for you or something?
I don't know. The important thing, you know what? We actually realized that there may be a bit of a wind issue. That sort of popped into our heads.
You mean for Dan?
For Dan's face?
Holy cow.
This is safe, right? Dan can do this.
I was thinking, that's a little bit dangerous.
No. Dan
I was
looks
thinking
tough.
a manly thing for Dan to do would be something like this.
I agree. Well, that'd be great.
Your tooth has a fucking ash on it right now.
Thank you. That's what friends do.
Before we go any further, now that we've seen what Dan is supposed to be doing, how many people here, by a show of applause, think Dan can do it?
All right.
A lot of things.
Notice how I am not a water.
How many people have seen this episode, this show before? Dan can't drink tea.
I have faith. I have faith.
I do have problems putting things in my mouth, so.
Thank you. We got faith. We got faith.
What about your beard?
Oh, this is a quick way to shave.
All right, fine.
All right, let's do this. First things first. We're in the windy area right now. This is
Okay.
super dangerous.
Okay.
We gotta move. We're gonna go over. Don't
Whatever
worry,
we
we got the
need to do
camera.
to
We're
be
gonna
in
go
danger.
over where there's less wind.
Why don't you
All the
guys
way-
switch
yeah,
over? Why
there
don't
we go, all
Jeff
the way
and I
over
will
We'll
stand
stay over here where it's safe.
Yeah.
we go.
We're gonna move
And
the
then we'll
camera
see-
here in front of
see,
the.
let's
Yeah, hold
actually-
on. We're
we'll do
moving
it.
the light.
Oh,
We're moving the light.
yeah, light.
All sorts
We got
of
our
stuff.
own lights.
Hold on. Whoop.
Dan,
That's totally
I
gonna
have
fall over.
water. I'm ready to
this is
throw
bad.
it.
That's not bad,
on, sorry,
or
there
that's
we go.
perfect.
Is
and
that good?
exactly
Can you
what
see?
we need.
All right, here's what we're gonna do.
Is that good? All right. How's my hair? Is it get? It's hitting it? It's hitting my hair? Okay, good.
It's good. All right, here's what you're gonna do, Dan. First of all, if the wind starts blowing it by your face, hold it away.
Okay.
Step one.
Okay.
Step two,
The light
look
just
straight up,
moved?
tongue all the way out. You're gonna land it on the tongue. You're gonna bring it down. You're gonna close your mouth on it. It'll snuff
right.
out the flame.
should
It'll
be
be
good.
awesome.
Okay.
Ready?
Do you need to fuel up?
Can I do some sort of?
Yeah, I do,
Is there like
actually.
ice or something?
No, there's no ice. That's not part of the problem.
Don't worry, you've got a baby flame. It'll be
Okay,
fine. All
okay.
right. And plus, he's got the water.
Wait,
Ready?
what?
Wait.
I have water?
Okay. Are you doing this and then I do it, or?
I have
I don't
fuel
know.
for the
Wait a minute, the torch is a
flame.
little bit messed up.
I would like to. Do you have any last words or anything?
Get a fire extinguisher.
We don't own one. Here we go.
All right, here
Come
we
on,
go.
Dan.
All right.
You do it, Danny!
All right, here we go. We're gonna
Love it,
play
Dan.
with the flame. With
Dan,
the wind.
Dan,
the light-
Dan,
Yeah,
Dan,
ready, ready,
Dan,
ready?
Dan,
Here we go.
Dan,
Don't forget
Dan,
to exhale.
Dan,
Excellent.
Dan, Dan,
Ready?
Dan. Yeah! Yes! That's what I'm talking about.
That was
Oh my God, I love it.
That was intense.
I love it. I didn't think that was gonna work. So what we should
And now
mention.
you guys are doing it.
Yeah! Burn everybody! Wait, who said that? So what we should mention is that if you watch the actual episode of this show that's going to be out in a week, we actually went over to Brian Brushwood's house, and he actually taught Dan. Actually, all three of us ate some fire.
All three of these bastards ate
So
fire.
Yeah. So there's a whole big Dan Becomes a Man segment that's going to be in the episode where we get to see all the nervousness truly exude from Dan.
Way worse
I got to
than that.
admit, actually, it was pretty cool. But Dan be like, whatever, sure. Next trick. What's up?
Yeah. That is totally not how it looks on camera. On camera, he's like, leg gets wet. It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Brian.
Brian Brushwood, everybody!
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. There's your flaming thing, and
Wait, wait, wait!
I love it.
Very important.
Yes.
Oh, shut up.
Come on, baby. So, all right. It's been a long time since we have done the much loved Dan Becomes a Man segment.
So we
Some of
had
our
to
favorite
step it up
episodes.
a notch.
Well, look, clearly he's fine with hot liquids. And we're here in Austin, Texas, home of our friend Brian Brushwood, who
Host
you
of
may
Scam
recognize
School.
from Scam
Crazy
School.
fan of TRS, by the way. This
Love
is
it,
like,
love
there's-
it.
There's a little tiny Brian inside just totally geeking out right now.
Let's let little Brian out.
No. We need Big Brian for this. We don't need little Brian showing us this. So we decided, why not teach Dan something very manly, and you know, usually regionally to like Hawaii and the Fijian Islands. Fijian Islands? Dan is going to learn how to eat fire.
So maybe we should have Dan say some words. I'm not going to say last words.
Yes.
Just,
Maybe some last words out of that
Mom,
face.
I love you. To my girlfriend.
how much hair product do you have in right now?
A little bit. But I don't have as much as Brian.
I noticed that you had lots of facial hair as well. That would be
Yes.
interesting. Number one, the flame really is hot. That thing is almost 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
I feel it in my face.
But if you were to take a thermometer and stick it in there, it would not go instantly from 0 to 2,000 degrees. It would slowly go. That's called thermal lag.
Or cooking.
Or cooking. That's right. But like, you ever do this like with a lighter, where you kind of do this thing right here, and what you're doing is you're taking your time. You're holding it as long as you can on any one spot because you're spreading around the heat. So essentially, now the thing is,
God, when I do that, I'm like, whoop, whoop. Oh!
Well, that's what fire eaters do. Is they just take that kind of to the next level. First thing we're gonna do, and actually, I think all three of you could probably pull this off.
Probably, but it's not
Dan
necessary.
becomes a man.
But the idea is this is a bit where you actually light a what is that, a
Cotton ball?
Cotton ball, and put it right in your mouth, and it goes out instantly.
Okay.
Wanna try that for starters?
Okay. Can I start with grabbing it? Or no? Is that?
No, yeah.
I feel like I want to be friends with the fire first.
No, that's
before I
very
put it in my
good.
mouth.
As a matter of fact,
Foreplay.
Yeah, I don't want to just put anything in my mouth.
So what I'm gonna do is you're gonna hold your hand out, and I'm gonna touch this on it, and when I pull it away, there'll be a little bit of fire there. Just close your hand on it.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll do. I'm just gonna set you on fire. No big deal. There you go. Ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay. Best part is we haven't even made it to the even close to your mouth.
This is the next advanced one. What you do is the same thing. You're gonna set it down and close your fist all the way around it and keep it all the way shut. You've got to make sure it goes all the way out, because if you leave a little bit of it burning and then you open it again, it all goes crazy like that. So you gotta make sure that it goes all the way out.
All right, sir.
We should probably have said kids don't try this at home.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kids, do not try this at home. I don't want to try it at home.
I don't want to try it.
Go to somebody else's home like we did.
Yeah.
All right, so one more time, just like that. That's all you're gonna do, and you're gonna hold
Good
it.
luck.
You got it,
There
dude.
you
You
go.
got it,
Yeah.
baby.
Go. Keep it shut. Keep it shut. Keep it shut. Yeah. It's nailed and it pops back out. Same deal. Ready?
Yeah.
For reals this time.
Here we go. This is
Ready?
the one. Come on, Dan.
There it is.
Time.
There it is.
It's like, these are like mini bosses, right?
We are so not where you put it in your face. I'm so excited.
I want you to just light the cotton, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna stick out your tongue, and you're gonna stick this right on your tongue, all the way in. And then the moment it's all the way in, that will snuff out the flame. The cotton ball does not really get that hot.
Don't swallow though.
Well, I don't care. I mean,
Yeah, don't.
there you go. Touch it.
Yeah.
Now go.
Put it in your mouth.
That's it.
How was
It
it?
tastes a little bit like a marshmallow.
I want to try this.
Yes. All right.
Oh,
here we go.
Jeff.
I do.
All right,
All
here we
right.
go.
Okay.
All right. And the more of those spidery tendrils you got, the better it's gonna burn. You want to
just
do it
put
again?
all those away. I'll try.
I
Oh,
Come on, we'll do
there you go.
threesies.
Now we're gonna go.
Now, here we
All right,
go.
here we go.
Getting close.
You ready? Everyone light it. Hold it up and do it.
I fucked up.
A lot of smoke went out right now.
I heard a lot of.
I think I burned my beard. I went like this. Do you smell the burning hair?
This is the real work now. We're actually gonna do the fire eating. Mouth open, tongue out. You're gonna land it right on your tongue, and your tongue's gonna be like a grip. It's just gonna pull it straight down and in. So, and don't worry, same way, remember with the hand?
Yeah.
And remember with the moment you put the little flame on your tongue,
Right.
your tongue will not get hot. It's not the tongue that's gonna be the problem.
I'm freaking out a little bit right now.
Remember at all times, heat goes up and exhale. If you inhale, you will die.
So don't do that.
Don't inhale. So what you want to do is never let your breath get below 50%, because if you let it get below, if you let it get too far below, you run the risk of going like running out of breath. And with fire, you don't want to do that.
And you'll get it in there, and then you'll need to inhale, and that won't be good.
Right. All right. So you ready?
Yep.
Whoa.
Now here's
Wait.
the thing. Get in position. Get in position, and I'll light it. And then pretty much you don't want to wait very long to do it, because it'll heat up that rod. Just follow everything exactly.
Okay, hold on. Let me just,
There's no tool, only sticks.
You gotta have the whole time to let the light flash before the eyes, and then you're good.
Yeah.
All right, come on, Danny. I got it.
I believe in you.
I believe in you, Danny.
You guys make it sound
I
like
want to
a
make
game
sure.
show.
I want to make sure I have breath. So.
Get your breath.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You ready? All right, kind of get up a little bit more. There you go. Ready? Close it, hold it. Done.
That was actually a pretty big flame.
It was pretty big.
Amazing!
Oh, was that on purpose? Was that like?
Sure. My fire.
That was awesome.
Did I just eat fire?
You just
I don't
ate
know what
fire.
happened. I don't know what
You
happened.
want to do it again? Should we do it again? I feel like I feel like that was a good practice. You gotta do it one more time. Here we go.
This time, no prisoners.
Yeah, baby.
There were
ready?
prisoners last time?
Sure.
No,
Here we go.
apparently there were.
We need
All right,
like.
there you go. And he looks over, he's just like, how am I doing, boss?
I really didn't like look up very
My favorite part was how scared he was after it was over. It was over and he was still worried.
I know because I was going. You guys, I don't know if you
You're
can hear,
like,
but I was
I
going.
can't inhale, I
No,
can't inhale.
I was going.
Anyone else want to give it a try?
Jeff does.
I kind of want to.
I knew you would.
Please, feel
All right,
free.
here, feel free to.
If my cotton ball had gone smoothly.
You use that one instead. I'll use the nasty one. Same deal. We're gonna walk through it. Oh, that's like the European way of holding.
That was a
Dude.
supple hand movement.
Yeah,
Good
like,
work.
like
man.
this. All right, here we go. 4 reels. Tongue out. Land it. And that's it.
Oh!
That was a little. That was a little scary, dude. That went like upper lip and then mouth.
I know.
That's exactly what you look like. That
Yeah.
was awesome. You had the
Okay.
huge flame and everything.
Dude,
You gotta do it
I'm
now.
going to try it. Are you kidding me? What are you talking about?
That was awesome.
All right.
Dude, it's actually I never felt
never feel the heat.
sensation of heat.
No, because you don't have enough time. It's the thermal lag.
Yeah.
It takes
Okay,
a while
all right,
for
here we
it to
go.
get warmed up.
Go back.
There you go. So land it, draw and close it. That's it.
Oh, God, it tastes like that. It tastes like I ate a Zippo.
All right.
Little halvesy here. All right, say when you're ready, boss.
I'm ready, boss.
Land it.
Oh, when
Go ahead. I sneezed.
All right, here we go. Land it. Close it. You're good.
This is the best house party ever.
All right, now you realize we got 3 torches and 3 of you guys.
Oh.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Ready? All right, ready? Here we go.
I totally blew my nose. I'm laughing.
Freaking awesome, dude.
Oh, dude, Ryan.
Thank you so much.
God.
You guys, that
Thank
was a
you.
blast.
Was amazing. You want to come in here and help us fist out this?
Yeah. Oh, shit. I really get to.
Yeah, dude, get it.
Dude, you just taught us how to play with
All right,
fire.
go.
All right, this week in video games, we're not going to talk about any video games.
All right, punch it out.
It sucks. We're here at South by Southwest, and there's an interactive festival, and we saw some stuff. Actually, Dan and I saw the 3D NVIDIA thing. You can talk about that a little bit. It was
Yes.
pretty cool, right?
We saw some burnout in 3 dimensions. Now,
Did anybody see that at the screen burn thing? That guy did.
so kind of cool that you don't have to go to the movie theater to see
Right.
something in 3D. You don't need to go to IMAX to see something 3D.
Right.
At home, on your TV, you can.
Right.
Not only are you not watching a movie in 3D in your house, you're playing a freaking video game, a racing video game where shit is flying at you
In 3D.
It looks really good.
It does look
The
good.
3D stuff has come a long, long way. We
It's
did
glasses. It was the
I
NVIDIA
know.
glasses,
We did
so-
some Project Lore stuff where we had some 3D
Yeah.
playing World of Warcraft, and I was like, wow, this is not. But it's like the movies. I mean, it's come so far where I still think it's going to be that like, you know what I mean? Like everything
Yeah.
but this looks really
That's only if
bad.
you're playing Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
That's the best video game
Rare
ever made, by
fans.
the way. Anyway.
Yeah, ultimately, I think I would eventually get used to it if I used it all the time, and I don't know that.
I don't think it's for
I don't
every
feel like
game.
I need it.
I don't think it's for every game.
Yeah.
I think for like a racing game for Burnout, it
like
looked
a flight
freaking
simulator
awesome.
or something?
But I don't know if I need it for every 3D game. I don't know. I would love to see more of it because we kind of just didn't do it very much.
Very
but-
true, very true.
But I think the majority of the video game segment this week is going to be talking about another movie because we really did experience mostly the film festival while we were here. And one of the movies that we saw actually is kind of about gaming. It's another documentary called Dungeon Masters. Anybody see that? She did.
All right, boom.
Awesome. So
All right.
Dungeon Masters is a documentary that follows three different
main players, yeah.
Dungeon Masters who played tabletop D&D, dice rolling D&D. Anybody here play D&D, like dice with dice?
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about.
That is actually how the 3 of us met
Yep. Over some.
over some tabletop D&D.
hydrants.
And this documentary goes into their lives, into their personal lives. It kind of uses the fact that they are all dungeon masters as a jumping off point to explore what kind of people they are. There's one guy who is sort of a wannabe writer and
wannabe fantasy novelist.
Wannabe fantasy novelist.
Fantasy novelist.
And another guy who's a part-time Marine. And a girl who actually is a full-on LARPer and cosplayer who paints herself black and wears a white as a.
And I will say, I felt a little like, good. I'm gonna say good. Where I saw her and it first cuts to her, and it's that moment where she's all black and has the white hair, and I go, oh, she's dressed as a drow. That's cool. And then I went, why do I know that?
Yeah, and it talks a lot about the people who play that kind of thing and play World of Warcraft, and so I'm interested to hear what your take on that was, because they seem to pick pretty extreme cases in the movie.
That was my only gripe about the movie, was that I felt, and the first question there was a Q&A afterwards, and the first question I wanted to ask the director was, do you play D&D? Because I knew the answer was going to be no.
He doesn't, yeah.
And he doesn't, and he said that immediately. He said, I don't play games, and I was like, well, I almost felt like I wanted somebody who actually played D&D, because.
Well, but the producer of the movie.
I know the producer of the movie and the writer of the movie.
Mostly just the producer. It was the same guy.
Yeah, it was the same guy. But anyway, either way, the vibe that I got from the movie was we picked the most extreme, sort of fits the cliche that everybody thinks about pen and paper D&D players, and we're going to look at their lives outside of pen and paper D&D.
Yeah, the tone of the movie seemed to be very, look at how weird these people are.
Which is not cool for us, because for us,
that's what we do.
Yeah, we are those people. And I felt like it was a little bit like gotcha filmmaking. One of the other things that he said was they never showed the woman at all that much. I mean, I think they had like 3 scenes where she was out of her makeup. And they said, well, it's like doing a documentary on football playing. You don't assume that the people who wear their pads go home wearing their football thing. And I go, yeah, but people do assume that. If you show somebody who's dressed as a drow the whole movie, people are not going to go, well, she probably just takes that off and has a normal, whatever, day job. And so I thought that was sort of unfair.
They'll assume that she's like that famous trekker who was in a trial and never took off her.
Right, exactly, exactly. So I liked it for what it showed. I love the Gen Con stuff. We haven't been to Gen Con yet. Has anybody been to Gen Con here?
Yeah.
We want to go so bad. I want to go to Gen Con so bad. So it was kind of cool to see all that stuff and to hear about the different ways that they attack the game. But I thought it was all wrapped up in this sort of icky feeling that I had. That I wouldn't recommend it to anybody who plays D&D.
And I wouldn't recommend it to people who don't play D&D because it makes them feel like they're all weirdos.
Right, agreed.
Yeah.
I have the exact opposite reaction as you guys. I actually would only recommend them people who play D&D, because I feel like only them would sort of get it. And I didn't find it at all distasteful, or I thought they showed people having endearing moments and moments that were less endearing based on choices they made and choices that I relate to, and I know, and I have friends that made those choices, and I personally made those choices in my life, and all those things. And so I didn't feel like it exaggerated anything in a negative way. But one thing that I did find very interesting, on a technical note, I thought what was great is the way it was shot was very artful, it made this very, it's weird to say mundane because it's not something that everyone does, but it's playing a game, people sitting in a room playing a game looked artful. So interviews with people were done in a very interesting way. There's that, but I found myself realizing that all the people across the board shared a common thing in wanting to escape reality, and that's something that I've dealt with my entire life, and I realized that's a sort of a gamer thing. And the downside to that, it was positive in that they had this community experience in escaping reality together. Right. But even in their personal lives, these people dealt with wanting to escape the difficult stuff in their life rather than deal with them. Right. Spending it in an alternate reality, which is something that I've had to deal with my life. So I found it very poignant and sort of a lot of meat on the bone for people like us to sort of dig into.
Well, I actually had the opposite reaction to you to that specific point, because when I saw that tone of real sadness and loneliness and wanting to escape reality, I felt like you will find that in any community, in anybody in Hoop Dreams. You find that.
Yeah.
You find that loneliness and dreaming of something bigger. It's a human quality.
Yeah.
It's not something that it felt like. Well,
not
these
unique to
particular
gamers.
people are losers, and they have that in a degree that is higher than the average population. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
I guess it never compared or
But maybe I was being defensive.
I mean, yeah, because I don't think those people were ever compared or contrasted to real people. And even in the Q&A, they discussed, these were really sweet people, and they felt just as we just said, that it's something that everyone shares, and that's why it's for. I just found that there's a lot of inside baseball in it.
There was a
That's why I
lot of
wouldn't
inside
recommend-
baseball.
Yeah.
A lot of inside baseball. But it was actually really interesting because one of the guys ran, we were all, D20 guys, and they were running all version
playing
1s
Greyhawk,
and version
too.
2. Yeah, I mean, they were all playing Greyhawk, but they were playing some old school D&D.
Yeah.
Like crazy stuff was going on, and I was like, I don't even get what that means.
Yeah, and another thing that happened in the Q&A is the guy said that one of the things that he hoped was the message of the movie was that the amount that you're able to retain your childness in life is respected in direct proportion to how much money it makes you.
Yes.
That if people are so childlike and live in a fantasy world and that makes them money, they get respected and they're like, oh man, isn't it so great they can stay in a fantasy world? But if it doesn't make them money, they're like, oh my God, they're pariahs,
Yeah.
and they're to be shunned. And I felt like I wish that sentiment had been in the movie because it is profound, I think.
Yeah, that is
because
true.
it's something that, it's something that's kind of about us. We're all guys that, have
We
repressed
literally just
or arrested
play-
development.
Yeah, we just play video games, watch movies, and talk about it on the internet. I mean, at the end of the day,
And who doesn't love that?
who doesn't love that? We're not
But
working
it's
in
an
office
interesting movie.
buildings.
It's an interesting movie.
It was an interesting movie.
All right.
All right, people, before we get to the bottom of our show, we do want to thank our sponsors. How awesome is Squarespace for doing
Squarespace, 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 Squarespace.
Those guys kill it. Dane from Squarespace, all
Amazing.
the guys from Squarespace.
I have to say something real quick about Squarespace.
Please say something.
Because someone just Twittered me, there's this list online of the 99 websites to be inspired by design-wise. Number 9 on that list, jeffcanada.com, and it is completely designed on Squarespace. If you watched our show recently, you saw how fast and easy. We showed a video that was sped up slightly,
dude.
but they knocked that site out. It's so easy to make stuff on Squarespace. Yeah, that guy loves it.
He loves Squarespace. That guy's like, Squarespace!
It is so easy, and it's
So
like,
great.
look, you're the 9th most inspiring design of a website. It's amazing.
And I think it's a really, really big deal because they have been embracing our show since they came on board. And not only that, they are fans of the show, which
Yeah,
you can't,
it's so cool.
you cannot get a better relationship. You cannot get a better relationship
And the
than
best-
somebody that mutual fans of what you're doing.
Best
I mean, it's
bunch
great.
of guys.
great.
I feel like that's a company you can put your faith into, and they will
Yeah.
take care of you. It's
so
awesome.
if you've got a website that you want designed, maybe you've got an idea for a podcast and you want to put it on the best site possible, head over to squarespace.com, use the promo code TRS, and you get 10% off the lifetime of your site. Those guys are great. Check them out, squarespace.com.
And if you're making that website, you're probably going to want to use GoDaddy to get your domain name.
Yeah, why wouldn't
They're
you?
an awesome sponsor of ours as well.
TRS does
TRS
rock.
rocks. Thank
and that
you,
is
sir.
a new promo code.
So does GoDaddy. They've got this new thing where they're giving away $25,000.
Who doesn't want $25,000 now? Come on, $25,000!
And they're doing it if you go to GoDaddy.com/SScontest. It's this new thing that they're calling
Smart
Space, and it's a new way to do business through GoDaddy. You can organize your blog and all kinds of cool stuff. Check it out at GoDaddy.com and use the promo code SPACE15 and get you 15% off your order.
Love it.
And Netflix, of course.
I love that you're famous for doing the Netflix sponsorship. Everyone's like, Dan's gonna do Netflix. Shh. What weird thing is he gonna screw up?
Netflix is, of course, online renting. They have over 90,000 titles, most of the Blu-ray titles. I highly recommend, hopefully it's on Netflix. I don't know if it is, but Troll 2, God help you.
If
That is on Netflix.
If it is not on Netflix,
We're calling somebody.
there needs to be a letter campaign started immediately.
Today.
If not that, Ong Bak, for sure. If you've never seen a Tony Jaa movie,
That's gonna be my Netflix
rent
queue.
Ong Bak. They have over 40 shipment centers, so you get the movie that you put at the top of your queue basically the next day. They also have Watch Instantly, so if you have a Mac, a PC, or an Xbox 360, which you definitely do. Who here does not? Thank you.
I love that you just got really quiet when you asked that question. You're like, they can't hear me anyway.
They're very good.
You can watch a movie instantly. So go over to www.netflix.com/TRS and you get a 2-week free trial.
Epic. WWWs are important. Good work, my friends.
They are.
So,
That does
as
it
I'm
for our
sure.
web show. Oh, sorry.
No.
Let's do it. Oh, I thought we were gonna do that off camera.
Oh, really?
I thought so, but
Do you
maybe
want to?
Let's just do it.
I think we do now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, today
So as a lot
is-
of people know, today is literally Steve's official last day on the job. I know there's a lot of boos, but it's because of your good work.
They're saying.
They're going, boo, we love your work, boo. So we had a friend of ours, Jarrett, put together a little something that we thought would be really fun. This is a little poster.
It's a little gift.
It's a little
us,
gift to Steve from us.
Jared.
And Jared, here, I think there's pens and stuff in there. Why don't you do the pens?
And basically, we want all of you guys to come over here and sign this poster so that we can give it to Steve and he can have.
So here's the poster. It is of a bunch of the backgrounds, the TRS backgrounds, and it says, and it says, 2 great years on the Totally Rad Show. Thank you, Steve. So we have a lot of
So a lot of
extra
white space. We got pens.
Got pens, so
Come
we're
up
gonna
and
pass these
sign.
around afterwards.
Tell Steve how much you've enjoyed his
Roll it up.
work and that, he can come back anytime.
And that's okay.
Yes. That is it for this week's edition of the Totally Rad Show. Live from Austin, Texas. I'm Alex
I'm
Albrecht.
Jeff Kanata.
I'm Dave Trachtenberg.
Until next time, keep it weird, Austin.